What are some bad restorations in archaeology? Let's talk about it, but I will admit when I made this video and I made that reference, I wasn't really talking about Egypt because I think we've gotten off a little lucky. I will admit that there's not a lot in Egyptology that I think of as a quote-unquote bad restoration, but the only two that kind of come to mind is the beard of the Mask of Tutankhamun, which was accidentally knocked off and then glued back without anybody knowing in a not-so-safe conservation way. But it didn't necessarily look bad, it just was bad from a conservation side. And then there also was some controversy when the Pyramid of Djoser was getting restored, and they decided to make it a little bit more smooth along the bottom, and a lot of people kind of came up in an uproar about it, and essentially they've decided not to do it anymore and they fixed it. Most of the ones that you are probably thinking of are kind of these bad restorations of famous paintings or not famous paintings that then become famous because, hello, Monkey Jesus, everybody knows this one. And the ones that I am more thinking of are things that don't necessarily look bad to the naked eye, but archaeologists, historians, conservators look at them and say, oh my gosh, this should not have been done this way. It has been restored to a not accurate way, or they're using out-of-date materials that are not going to last to the test of time. One example is this, which was the area that I did my field school in outside of Rome. And this is what the ruins of the site that had already been excavated look like. And it's really hard to see, but you'll see right here, there's an awning in this area. And all of the walls of this ancient city, when they were restored with this bright white plaster that is everywhere. And the only reason that they had to add this awning is because they were using materials that just, one, did not look good, did not follow what the rest of this looked like, and were just not going to stand up to the test of time in the hot Roman sun. The other site that comes to mind is Newgrange in Ireland. This is a Neolithic period passage tomb dating to around 3200 BCE. Now, the mound had been largely overgrown in the 1800s, and then it was excavated and reconstructed in the 1960s and 70s, essentially based on the knowledge of the reconstructors in that time period. And unfortunately, we now look back and this is what it looks like today. And a lot of archaeologists kind of look at it and regret it and say this is not really what it probably looked like at its peak. So when it comes to archaeological sites, bad restorations, quote unquote, are usually more to a trained eye than essentially the Monkey Jesus versions of some modern painting conservation that looks really, really bad.